All right, so this is gonna be unboxing of the Anker 400 Powerhouse II 400. So this is a 300 watt battery bank, and we're gonna kind of compare it to some of the Jackery ones that I love. So let me just pull this up real quick. All right, so 388 watt hours, 300 watt rating, and it's got USB-C on it. So let's open it up. I love Anker stuff. I've got giant battery packs, battery packs there. So this is the first power station I've ever purchased from them. So I'm curious to see how they handle kind of a much bigger battery. Their portable ones are awesome. All right, so we've got the Powerhouse II 400 user manual and foam. Don't need the foam. And on the inside, I'm just gonna pull out the battery pack here, and we've got a bunch more cords in here. Let's just dump those out. Set that aside for now. Okay. So we got a few Anker USB-C cable. That's great, and this is a USB-C to USB-C, and this is a USB-A to USB-C. So some extra Anker cables, which always nice, high quality. Inside the box here, we've got, looks like AC adapter, AC cord, and AC power adapter. That's great. And then we've also got a small 12 volt, very small, dainty small, cigarette 12 volt adapter there. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the Powerhouse here. And it's got some weight to it. It's a almost 400 watt hour battery bank, so. Oh, all right. This top handle's kind of rubberized. It's got a little bit of flex to it. It's kind of interesting. Let's get this white back here. Button there with a moon on it. I'm not exactly sure what that does yet, but we'll figure it out. Front here, got covers. It's kind of nice. I'm not sure if I'd like this if just it's going to be a hassle that it gets in the way, but it's kind of nice. It'd be nice for when I'm camping, keep dust out. Car socket, 12 volt in there. DCN, so that would be if you're charging from the wall. I've got the 60 watt and then 3 USB-A outs, and then 300 watt max AC out there. So my guess is these buttons turn on the individual. Looks like there's a film on here. Kind of want to get it off. All right, I'll deal with that later. So I think this thing is dead. This must not have any charge to it, which is kind of a bummer because I was going to test out some stuff right away. But we'll do that in a second. So I guess this is the end of the unboxing of the Anker Powerhouse 400. Just as a quick comparison, this is the new Jackery 300 and a Jackery 500. So kind of see some size differences between this, and this is almost kind of a 400 one, which really does kind of live size-wise between these ones. So this one I got for around $360, I think. You can get the Jackery 300 for $350. So, you get a little more watt hours, excuse me, out of the Powerhouse 400. But I'll have to play around with it and see what I like. So, there we go. Okay, so this thing did come with a little bit of charge in it. So, it's got 26% out of the box. So, let's just do some real quick tests. One thing I like is when you charge this thing, it shows you how much time it's left to finish the charge, which is something like EF Delta does as well, that I really like. The Jackeries don't. I love my Jackeries, but one thing that they don't do is give you an estimate of how much time left to charge. But let's try a little something here. This is a 200 watt heater. So we're gonna just give this AC unit a little test. Okay, so I was wondering if it had a display about in and out. So now it's saying 328 watts, 306. This is only supposed to be a 200 watt maybe that was just the startup. It's kind of coming down, 253, 200. Okay, so good news, you can power a very small, oh, there's some heat, 200 watt heater. And I like the display here showing how many watts are out, and then also it's nice, you get an estimated time. Again, something you don't get with the Jackeries. Okay, well, past that one, but let's give it a little more of a test. This is a 500 watt heater. Now my guess is it's not gonna be able to handle this. And it's probably something you really shouldn't do. But I like to see what happens. Yeah, so this didn't even start up. So, 7 watts out, 9 watts. Yeah, so you just can't handle this one. But that's cool. Just as a quick comparison, I'm gonna pull out, this is the Jackery 500. And if we flip this guy, I should make sure that this heater actually, you know, works. Hang on, pause. Alright, this thing's just broken. So, we won't test 500 watts, but 200 watt heater. Yep, 237, 236, so no problem for the Jackery 500 either. But cool. Well, I'll do some more stress testing on this Anker Powerhouse II 400. But things I like early on are the display. It's great, getting a estimated time of how much power you have left on the output, as well as the estimated time for the charging on the input is really nice, and that's something you usually only see like on the higher end EF, you know, the EcoFlow Delta. So that's a nice feature. I'm assuming the charge stuff is all going to be great, just because Anker, you know, does that so well on its smaller battery packs. So yeah, it's kind of a weird size, you know. It's kind of like the Jackery 300. It's not small, but it's not like a 500 or 1000. It's kind of this interesting in between size. I mean, it can do a little 200 watt heater, so yeah. I mean, if you could pick this up for a decent price, it wasn't too loud. You know, that's one thing with like the EcoFlow Delta, is that thing is such a beast, but it's so freaking loud. You know, I'm assuming this got a fan over here. I'm assuming this will kick on here eventually, but and right now I'm just hearing the fan from the ooh. Oh, that's nice. So it's got 3 modes for the light here. It's kind of got dim, brighter, and then a flashing. So that's cool. This is neat. Yeah, the more I'm playing with this, the more I'm liking it. Especially as kind of a middle of the road, size-wise battery bank. The display comes on if you push any of the buttons. Well, this is to turn on like the car socket or turn on the outlets here. I could turn off like that, or turn off the power to the 120 volt out. Cool. Neat little pack.